Welcome back to a brand new PTCG live video. Today I'll be showcasing the Toedscool EX deck that recently took 5th place at the NAIC event. So with that being said, let's get into the deck list. Let's see which new cards we'll be running. So we do run the 4 copies of the Toedscool. We run 3 copies from the one from Paradox Rift, as well as the 1 copy from Stellar Crown. We have the 1 copy of the single prize Toedscool for some disruption with the ability Slime Mold Colony. Cards in your opponent's discard pile can't be put back into their hand by the effect of your opponent's trainer cards or abilities. So basically this will shut down your opponent from using cards like Night Stretcher as well as energy retrieval cards. And then we do run 3 copies of the Toedscool EX here. We do have the ability Protective Mycelium, where you can prevent all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to all of your Pokemon that have any energy attached to them. And then we do have the Colony Rush for our attack. For the 2 Grass Energies, we can do 80 base damage and then 40 more damage for each one of our bench Pokemon that have any Grass Energy attached to them. And then we do run all 4 copies of the Teal Mask Ogerpon EX here for that Teal Dance ability. Once during your turn, you can attach a Grass Energy to this Pokemon and then draw a card for doing so. As well as we do have the Mirrored Leaf Shower for the 30 base damage and then 30 more damage for each energy card attached to both active Pokemon. And then we do run the 1 copy of the Budew here for some cheap item lock. For the Itchy Pollen can do 10 base damage, and then during your opponent's next turn, they can't play any item cards. And then we do run the 1 copy of the Latias EX here for that Skyliner ability. Your basic Pokemon in play have no retreat cost. And then lastly, we run the 1 copy of the Squawkabilly EX here for that Squawk and Seize ability. On the first turn of the game, we can discard our hand to draw 6 new cards. And then moving on to our trainer cards for our Ace spec, we have the Prime Catcher. It's basically going to be a double switch out where you get to gust up one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, and then you do get to switch out your own active Pokemon. And then for our Stadium cards, we do run the 3 copies of the Area 0. Each player who has a Terra Pokemon in play can have up to 8 benched Pokemon. And then for our Supporter cards, we have the 3 Boss's Orders for gusting up one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, the 3 Iono for draw support as well as hand disruption. And then lastly, we do run all 4 copies of the Professor's Research for some extra draw support. And then for our energy cards, we run the 12 basic Grass Energies. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get into some games here. So yeah, they won the coin toss, and they decided to go second here. Looks like it's gonna be Dragapult, Prime Catcher. Yeah, no, let's get Squawk. Yeah, I don't really see anything we can do here. Let's just pass. They Buddy Poffin, so that's not too bad. They're probably gonna get double Dreepy. Yeah. Do they get the TM Evolution? No. Brock Scouting, so probably not, because you need Arvin to search out the TM Evolution, and then like probably Energy. They get Latias and Budew. Yep, right into item lock. Yeah, I think we're just gonna research here. Okay, we get the Toedscool. That is pretty lucky. See, Latias. Oh yeah, let's put it down. Yeah, we're gonna use Teal Dance. Let's go for the knockout for the 160. So we pick up Energy Switch. Yeah, there's your cloak. So 160 isn't too bad. That was just in 2 turns. Let's see what they give the recon. Yeah, there's Fezandipiti basically right on time. That's pretty convenient. Let's see if they go for TM evolution. So yeah, they just used Brock Scouting again, twice in a row, really. And they ran 3 Brock Scouting in this deck. The Ultra Ball for a 3rd cloak. So they're pretty well set up here for draw support. And they do pass here. Energy Switch. Yeah, let's super run the 2 grass and the Toedscool back to the deck. Oh yeah, let's get another Ogerpon. And then we'll do the energy switch and then restart for 2. This deck definitely does have some pretty good draw support. Area 0. Oh well. Wow, I can't believe we didn't find Toedscool EX. Let's see, Bug Catching Set. Wow. Did not get it. So yeah, let's just go for the KO here. I'm surprised we didn't get a boss. Pretty bad. We only have 1 in the discard. So we pick up Fezandipiti. They go into Latias. So they're going to draw so many cards. They're going to draw 6 cards in total. Because they got to flip the script for 3. Yeah, there's Iono, of course. Yeah, flip the script for 3. And now they got the recon directive, which should be 3 cards altogether. But yeah, that Iono really did not even hurt us all that much because we had so few cards left in the deck. They go for the recon again. Let's see, do they get Dragapult? I feel like it has to be very likely that they get Dragapult this turn. Because they already got 2 energies in play on one of the Dracloaks. So the odds of finding, what, a Dragapult or an Ultra Ball should be very high. Yeah, we already used 3 energy switches, so we only have 1 left. Counter Catcher. Maybe they didn't find it. And 1 Super Rod. So we should be good on Super Rod. We should have at least 1 left. I wonder what they gust. They gust the Mute EX. Yeah, they definitely have it. Yeah, there's Ultra Ball. Yeah, there's Dragapult. At least we have Nest Ball for the Fezandipiti. Yeah, there's a Phantom Dive. And yeah, they are pretty aware of our ability, I guess. So yeah, there goes that Toedscool. We're up to 240. I don't know, should we go for the Iono? We're only doing 240 though. No, I guess it will boss them. Get rid of their Fezandipiti. See how many bosses are left in deck? 1. Draw 3. Yeah, let's go for the knockout. I kind of didn't want to attach that energy because might want to use it for some draw. See what we can pick up here. Ogerpon and Super Rod. They're going to Dragapult. See, they got Neo Upper Energy there. So yeah, they're gonna go for the Recon Directive. Hopefully this is not another Iono. Or if it is, actually it won't be too bad, honestly. Because we would draw 2 cards out of the 5 left in the deck, and then we'd get, hopefully, the boss. Because that Latias EX is basically a free 2 prize Pokemon we can take. They put down Ursaluna in their recon. So yeah, this is definitely a unique ace card to use, because usually Dragapult would be, what, Unfair Stamp, Prime Catcher, probably. Ooh, they do Night Stretcher there, probably for the Fez. Yeah, they do get the Fezandipiti. Yeah, there's the counter catcher for the Squawk. Yeah, it's going down. And yeah, of course, there's the Iono. There goes Super Run. Let's see what we get. Wow. That is so bad. Out of the 5 cards in the deck, one of them was boss and we couldn't get it. Oh well, we do have the Fezandipiti actually, so that will help us out. So yeah, we should get boss with Fezandipiti here. Okay, we draw it, that's even better. Yeah, let's gust up. I know, Latias. It didn't really matter, we could have done Latias or Fezandipiti. Go for the 240. Yeah, there we go, last 2 prize cards, Toedscool and Iono. So yeah, we won the coin toss and we decided to go second for this game, and still not sure about the mulligans. So okay, so none of us took any mulligans here. So no extra cards. And it looks like they're gonna be Yanmega. See, they play Durant. That's pretty bad. Bug Catching Set. They play their own Bug Catching Set. They got Ogerpon Grass. Okay, looks like... And I definitely want to go for the Squawk here. No, let's get Mute EX. Go for the Squawk and Seize. I don't know, do we have enough energy to knock out the Ogerpon? I think we probably do. No, I don't think we do actually. Could we do 180? We would need an E-switch or energy switch, I mean. Yeah, research. Let's see, is there anything in super run? Yeah, I said a super run. Oh, that's kind of a long turn. We get the Budew. They go into Durant, so it looks like they probably don't have the energy for the Ogerpon. That's what it looks like, at least. Brock scouting. Yeah, it doesn't look like they'll be able to build up the Ogerpon. They get Grookey and Yanma. So I don't know, was this festival lead also? Maybe it was festival lead as well. They do Teal dance here. So I feel like they could knock us out if they go into the Ogerpon. Bug Catching Set. They get Applin and Tawaki. So yeah, it looks like this was festival lead more, most likely. Yeah, I say let's gust up the Ogerpon. Take 2 prize cards. Let's see what we get. Iono and Toedscool EX. Okay, the Toedscool helps us out. They go into Durant EX. Yeah, they put Festival Grounds into play. So 2 bench Pokemon. Let's get rid of the Squawk. And probably the Mew EX. Yeah, there's Tawaki, but they don't have a Festival lead Pokemon in the active, so... Ooh, and there's Judge. That's so bad. Okay, we get Toedscool back and Prime Catcher. That is crazy. I guess we'll go into Prime Catcher here. And maybe get rid of their Tawaki. Because we can't... Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to knock out the Yanmega. Oh, we need a supporter card here. Energy Switch. Yeah, it looks like they basically lost this. Like, what are they gonna do? They attach a Grass Energy to the rain to retreat out. I guess into Yanmega. Yeah. The Buzzing Boost gets activated with the ability because they did switch into the active. They get a 3 Grass. Yeah, they basically lost this Kofu. Put 2 cards from your hand on the bottom of your deck. And then you can draw 4. We're doing so. They play Precious Trolley. Okay, there's their ace spec at least. So that's pretty bad to use the ace card that late in the game. Yeah, I think all we have to do is just energy switch 1 energy over to Latias, then we do win this. Yeah, we do a clean 280 here, and it's a 1-hit KO. And yeah, that's the last 2 prize cards. Yeah, and there's a boss and a Grass Energy. Here we go. Okay, they do win it, so they're deciding... I feel like ideally we do want to go second. Take the first attack. Okay, looks like they're going first. That definitely works out for us. We definitely want to go second. We'll put Mew in front just because it has the free retreat cost. Okay, looks like no mulligans. They put 3 basics. And looks like it's going to be Rocket's Crobat EX. So I'm expecting a lot of damage spread here. Carmine. Okay. So chances are they got rid of that Golbat that easily. I'm pretty sure they have to play Night Stretchers here. Kind of like... get those back from the discard pile. Perilous Jungle. Now what did this Team Rocket Trainer card do? Feds put 2 damage counters. I feel like we'll definitely want the other Toedscruel, in my opinion. Let's get Squawk. Got Ogerpon. Battery 0. I don't know, let's restart for 1. I feel like we'll just Squawk and seize this away instead of using the Iono, because they only have 2 cards in their hand. So it looks like we'll get the first KO here. Looks kind of likely. Especially if we have Bug Catching Set. Another Grass Energy. See what we get here. Do we want the Toedscruel? And let's get a Toedscruel. Yeah, let's go for the 120. This looks like it's going to be a pretty quick game, honestly. Unless they have another Carmine or a Research or something. What do I get? Grass Energy. Three cards. Is there a supporter there that they can use? They attach Dark Energy. Oh wow, they do have the Carmine actually. They get rid of Ancient Capsule. So they definitely probably ran Brute Bonnet. Flip the script. Another one of Rocket Tool cards. So yeah, they don't care if they do 2 damage counters to themselves, because they're just going to move that over with the Monkey Dory, of course. I wonder if they're running all 4 of these. Like Nest Ball. Yeah, there's the Brute Bonnet, so I kind of already knew they probably had that because of the Capsule. Earthen Vessel. They get rid of the Monkey Dory. Yeah, there's the Adrenabrain. They're probably gonna put it on the Ogerpon. No, they put it on the Mew actually, which I kind of feel like is not the best play, honestly, but I don't know. Because Crobat is Dark type. They could easily one-hit KO Mew EX if they ever get it into play and attack us with it. They go into Pecharunt. And they just pass. Wow. Let's see, boss. And I feel like there's really not much that we can knock out on their side. Nest Ball. I don't know, let's get Fezandipiti maybe. Yeah, we're doing 150. Yeah, let's just knock out the Pecharunt. So yeah, they're definitely gonna use Flip the Script. I don't know what they're gonna Nest Ball here to get a Zubat. Kind of unfortunate, we couldn't get that single prize Toedscool into play. And we could really actually use it for this matchup, honestly. They use Iono. Just as we got the Bug Catching Set. So hopefully we get something decent. Yeah, no supporters. They draw 3. But yeah, I don't know why they put the damage counters on the Mew EX. It just doesn't really make much sense. Let's get rid of Squawk. Because we did lose Area 0. But yeah, Crobat does like 120 with its attack. So if it hits weakness on Mew, it's a one-hit KO. There's no point to put damage counters on the Mew. Another Venture. They put 2 damage counters on themselves, which doesn't really matter. And they put it on Mew EX. Oh no. They switch out with the chains into Zubat. Yeah, they pass again. Wow, this is really tough for them to get Crobat into play here. Now let's Teal Dance, Toedscruel. I know it's Ultra Ball, Toedscool, and Nest Ball. And I'm getting nothing here. Yeah, let's use Iono. Yeah, it's a little late for that Toedscool. We unfortunately already evolved up in the other Toedscool. Then we'll just have to let them get those cards out of discard. Energy Switch. Yeah, there's a Golbat, so... Sneaky Bite, so they put 2 damage counters on the Mew EX. Flip the script. Yeah, there's a Adrenabrain, it'll move 10 damage. Again, onto the Mew EX. I guess they're gonna want to knock it out of damage counters, I guess. Mimikyu. Oh wow, looks like they might knock us out with Mimikyu even. Because we are Terastal for the Ogerpon. Toxic Powder. Did they attach energy for turn? No, they didn't, so... Oh no, they go into Brute Bonnet. I don't know, for some reason I thought they had the Rocket's energy for the Mimikyu. I don't know. Because wouldn't it be an easy one-hit KO for Mimikyu if it had the Rocket's energy, which would count as 2 energy cards. And then we have 5 on Ogerpon, which is 7 energies total. Times 3 is 210. I don't know. I'm assuming they probably didn't have the Rocket's energy. Yeah, let's go for the knockout. I don't even know if they're still there because... Yeah, it says I didn't take action in time. So we pick up Bug Catching Set, which is really good. They go into Mimikyu. Yeah, I guess they're just gonna pretend to be AFK for the rest of this game here. That's what it looks like. No, wait, they do go for flip the script. Maybe not, I don't know. They get the Rocket's Crobat into play. Do they have the Rocket's energy? Yeah, they get the Biting Spree. So they get to put 2 damage counters on 2 of our Pokemon, 40 total. Yeah, they get rid of Area 0. Yeah, let's get rid of the Mew. Yeah, all those damage counters they put on that Mew EX, we're just gonna discard it. because of the Stadium Switch. The Carmine. Yeah, there wasn't a single Rocket's Energy in that hand. That is crazy. Maybe they're not running them? I don't know. No, but I did get one from Mimikyu actually, so they do have them. Maybe they just prized a whole bunch of them. That's what I'm guessing. Because maybe they might just run only 3 of them, and if you prize like 2 of them even, it's pretty bad. So yeah, let's go for flip the script. So kind of hoping we can maybe find a boss here. Bug Catching Set, just Toedscool. What are we up to? 200. And then let's Ultra Ball Budew and Toedscruel EX away and pick up another Ogerpon. Catching Set, yeah, just Iron Leaves. I don't know what happened to all those bosses. I don't think we used, yeah, we didn't use a single one. Talking about that is really unlucky. 11 cards in the hand and not 11 cards in the deck actually. Not a single boss. Research. They go into their Crobat. And they are weak to lightning. They don't have that like common weakness to either fighting or grass for the dark type. Yeah, they find another Rocket's Energy. Binding Mochi. That must be the 4th one. Yeah, I'm really surprised. Hopefully the top deck that we draw is a boss. Three bosses, assuming the last prize card is not a boss. There should be 3 bosses in the deck. So out of 11 cards, I don't know, I'd say that's like a 30-ish% chance of drawing it on the top deck. And they boss us for Toedscruel. See how many E-Switch we use? Just 3 actually, so should be 1 E-Switch in there. Assassin's Return. Yeah, they're gonna choose to stay in play. I guess we'll Super Rod the 3 energies onto the deck. Yeah, we didn't top deck the... Yeah, we're just gonna research here. Kind of unfortunate. Yeah, let's just go for the 240. But isn't that so insane? There is 5 cards in the deck, 3 of them or something like that should be bosses that Should be 3 bosses in this deck. They moved 30 over. I think they do knock us out, actually. And they're probably going to return to their hand as well. They Ultra Ball PRE for Golbat. They get rid of the Squawk and Capsule. Right, Squawk, okay. So it looks like they ran 2 Squawkabilities in this deck. And I believe they didn't use that on the first turn, so that is so unlucky. That they ran 2 Squawk EXs and they didn't find a single one of those on the first turn of the game. When they probably needed it the most, so... that was pretty unlucky. They attach Rocket's Energy. Yeah, they're probably gonna go back to hand after they KO us. Yeah. Yeah, I just want to see if flip the script. Like, where are all these bosses? Yeah, there's 2 of them already. Let's go for the 240, take the last prize card. Maybe one of them got prized here. Yeah, the last prize card was a boss. Well, those are all the games. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.